Did you know that I wrote a book about business planning? You probably didn't. I haven't promoted it much. I wrote it back in 2006-07, and it's called Tips and Traps for Writing an Effective Business Plan. It's available as an ebook on Kindle. Yes, it is. Yeah, you can have the full experience. So I'm just going to share with you what I wrote in chapter 13. Haha, interesting, huh? Page 199 about writing a business plan in 30 days. Because there's a lot of people that are contacting me that have humanitarian projects that want to write a business plan. So what I'm going to do is try to read through this one chapter and to give people a taste of the book. So just a bit of an overview. It's organized. It's a very comprehensive book. It gives you specific step-by-step how-to instructions, including how to do the financial pro formas, as well as specific tips for different types of businesses, like if you're a manufacturing business or a service business. Anyways, I'll get into it here, writing a business plan in 30 days. As we've discussed, writing a business plan is an important task because it reflects the ability of the owner to run the business successfully. That's true. That's true. Make no mistake, writing a business plan can be a time-consuming task. Yeah, it's probably, for a startup, you're going to spend 300 hours writing a business plan. I'm doing some annotation as we go along here. You are planning your business for the next 3 years, and you want to give it the attention it deserves. My personal experience in writing business plans is that it can take me between 50 and 300 hours to finish. The more familiar I am with the industry and market, the faster I can get the plan finished. If you're writing a business plan for the first time, have never been in business before, or are new to the industry, plan to spend more time writing your business plan. Trap. Running a business and writing a business plan at the same time is a challenge because the business will likely need your attention. The smaller the business, the greater the potential to be distracted or pulled away from the task of writing your business plan. Tip. Writing a business plan for a market that does not fit your business is a waste of time. There you go. Therefore, starting with your industry and market analysis early in the planning process could save you a lot of time and effort. When writing your plan, be sure to write the sections in the order set out in part 2. Most people look at a business plan template that's laid out perfectly in order and try to write it in that order, and it doesn't work. This is my little annotation of the book. I haven't even got past page 1 of the page 1 of this chapter 13, and I'm already annotating. Oh well, we'll see how long it takes us to get through this. Minimize your distractions. You can easily minimize distractions by getting away from the business to write your plan. If you're unable to get away from the business, choose a quiet period of the day to work on your business plan. Make your writing time enjoyable. I like to get a fresh cup of coffee from my Starbucks barista, turn on my favorite music and focus on nothing else but my word processor. I sometimes close the door because some days the family forgets that I do not want to be interrupted. That happened a lot. Then I make a commitment to myself to write for 60 minutes without a break. Usually I write for 60 minutes and take a short break for 5 to 15 minutes. If things are going really well, I can write for 3 or 4 hours at a stretch. When that happens, I reward myself by taking a much longer break. So I'm going to share, let's see, I'm at 4 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm going to share this next framework, which is a very important framework to writing a business plan before I get into the specific how to. What I'm sharing with you is how to get prepared. So this framework I call Read, Think, Write, Edit. Read, Think, Write, Edit is a simple 4-step process I've found helps me to work through gathering information, processing it by determining the meaning, and applying the information within the context of writing my business plan. So I have a little graphic here in the book. So you have at the top, it says read. To the right, there's an arrow that points to think. Another arrow that points to the bottom of the page that says write. Then another arrow that points to the left of the page that says edit. So we read, think, write, edit. Read. Start by reading the chapter of this book that correlates to the specific section of the business plan you are writing. For example, if you're writing the industry analysis, read chapter 3 to familiarize yourself with the purpose and structure of this part of the plan and to help you visualize the end result. Because at the end of every chapter, by the way, I have an example of what a successfully written section of a business plan would look like. Yes, I do. Next, begin to research and gather information to read. I recommend starting with browsing the internet. Try using Google or Yahoo. Those are the days. Use Google to identify authority websites that you'll be able to use as a resource to learn more about the business or the industry. Look for industry news, magazines, or trade association websites that track, support, and comment on your specific industry. There's a lot of information out there. It's especially important if you, it's especially important to use these tools to educate yourself and get some context for the industry, especially if you're going into a new area or new business. So here's a tip. I started using a desktop tool to search the web for me. I use Devon Agent to search the web and create a text report based on the keywords I enter. It allows me to scan the text quickly without advertising interruptions and drill down to the most important information. Yeah, I haven't used Devon Agent for a long time. I'll have to dig into that again. It's a nice little software application, works on the Mac. I don't think they have a Windows version. Once you're happy with the resources you have gathered, sit down to read. Print the pages and highlight relevant text, or create a mind map, which is my favorite technique, or copy relevant texts into one document for reference purposes. Remember to watch for new topics and mark them down for additional research. So that's step 1, read. Step 2, think. Thinking is the most important stage of composing a business plan. In the process of writing your business plan, you could end up reviewing and thinking through more than 400 different pieces of information. Yeah, I actually counted that after I wrote my book. Needless to say, that can be overwhelming. The key to preventing yourself from becoming overwhelmed is to get the information out of your mind and down on paper. This is why a mind map can be such a powerful tool. It allows you to record information and organize it the way it makes sense to you. To make a mind map, you arrange words into a picture. Start with your key concept in the center and then place related words or concepts around it. Link the words and ideas using lines and/or arrows. As other related words or concepts come to mind, write those down as well. They can sprout off another idea or create a completely new branch on the map. Be flexible. Follow your intuition and let your mind feed off the ideas you write down on your mind map. Sometimes you'll get really long and detailed branch, and other times you might have a number of branches without a lot of detail. What is important is that you understand the meaning of the mind map. In other words, because the power of a mind map is, this is me annotating, this isn't in the book, excuse me. The power of a mind map is that you have on one page an entire overview, an entire overview of what you're trying to accomplish. Yeah, with a mind map, you have the ability to look on one piece of paper and have the entire context of the information you've gathered. And what that does, it allows you to see the interrelationships. It's really a powerful tool for thinking through and problem solving. So it's one of my go-to strategies. Okay, step 3. So we're doing read, think, write, edit. And we're on step 3, which is write. Do not try to create a perfect essay. You'll have time to edit and make it better later. Right now, it is important to just get your thoughts down on paper. Once you've had the opportunity to think about the topic of the business plan you're working on, sit down in front of your computer, open your word processor, and transfer your mind map notes. Create a brief outline about the topic, then begin adding facts, observations, and relevant details until you feel that you have adequately explained the importance, meaning, and impact of the topic will have on your business plan strategy and plan. Tip: review the appropriate chapters of this book to keep yourself moving forward, and be sure to stick to the order laid out in part 2. Because again, you organize the book into the business plan, I should say, into the order that it needs to be presented, which is a standard business planning format, but you don't write it in that order. All right, step 4. So we're doing read, think, write, edit. We're on step 4, which is edit. By the time you get ready to do your final edit, most of what you wrote will have sat a while. This is a good thing because then you'll be able to look at it afresh. As I like to say, let it sit, then edit. Trap: don't be surprised to find yourself flipping back and forth from section to section adding content. This is quite normal. Just do not get stuck trying to do the final edit before you have worked out onto the rest of the plan. For example, you could be adding new information to your marketing strategy based on your findings in the industry and competition analysis. Or perhaps you made a change in your marketing strategy which will affect your advertising budget. When you need to make these kinds of updates, just mark them down briefly and go back to working on the section you were working on. Don't let yourself get too distracted. You will be able to edit the whole plan once each section is written. Should you find yourself confused at any point along the way, go back and reread the appropriate chapter of my book. Read the other sections of your business plan or do additional research or reading before continuing. Tip: take a critical eye to your business plan. Make sure that you are 100% comfortable with what you have committed to paper. Your reputation is on the line. Do not tweak your revenue numbers or artificially reduce your expenses to show a profit. What is most important is accurate disclosure. If your business shows a loss the first year, explain why, when, and how profits will improve. Otherwise, you need to revisit, review, and revise. So that is partially got you through the business plan process, how to write a business plan, an introduction for how to write a business plan in 30 days. I'm going to post this. It's already up to 13 minutes, almost 14 minutes. I'll produce another one soon, which I will read to you the entire process of each of the 30 days. I'll probably do them one day at a time so that you can do one day at a time. And I'll annotate with by listening to this, you're going to get additional information and insights than if you just purchased just the book itself. All right, enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions and how I can be of support. You can reach me at greg@gregdixon.ca. You can visit my website, greg@gregdixon.ca. There's not a lot of information up there about business planning. It's just an introduction to the book. But if there's anything I can do to be of assistance, if you want the customer-o-matic spreadsheet that I created for easily creating your financials, pro forma, 3-year pro forma, let me know. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks very much. If you have any questions, you can also, if you have a telephone, You can call me at 403-307-8281. Happy to hear from you. Take care.